Hello everyone, welcome to Ask Away. Today we will talk about something a lot of us have wondered. Why do we study so many subjects in school when we end up working in just one field? But before we dive in, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you catch all our videos as soon as they drop. Think about it. A medical student in college is grinding through courses like general surgery, pediatrics, internal medicine, toxicology, forensic science, urology, ENT, ear, nose, throat, neurology, anatomy, ophthalmology, you name it. An engineering student, especially in the first couple of years, is tackling calculus, physics, chemistry, computer applications, statics, mechanics, and technical drawing. If they go into something like civil engineering, they're studying structures, concrete, materials science, steel design, hydraulics, transportation, environmental engineering, and more. And don't get me started on business majors. They're juggling management, accounting, economics, marketing, statistics, behavioral sciences, business law, foreign languages, supply chain management, and a ton of other stuff. On top of that, no matter what your major is, you've got these mandatory courses tacked on. Things like ethics, civic engagement, or diversity studies. So what's the point of all this? Why not just focus on the stuff directly related to our major or career and call it a day? Let's break it down step by step, starting from the beginning. When we're kids, we need to pick up some basic skills: reading, writing, math. These are non-negotiable. They are the foundation that lets you navigate life with confidence, learn new skills, and build on what you know. You could technically learn this stuff from your family or your environment without formal schooling. Especially nowadays, with the internet and social media, there are endless ways to learn. But here's the thing. In early education, like elementary school, having a structured curriculum makes learning way more effective. Those curriculums aren't just random. They're designed by educators and experts to build a solid foundation for kids. At this stage, you don't really get to pick and choose what you study. You're learning a handful of core skills, and pretty much everything you cover is useful in some way. Now let's move to middle school. This is still foundational education, but it's a step up. You start diving deeper into science. Think biology experiments or basic chemistry. Math gets more complex with algebra or geometry. And there's a bigger focus on language arts, whether it's English or a foreign language like Spanish or French. At this point, most people are cool with the curriculum. It's still pretty straightforward, and there's not much debate about whether it's useful. But then we hit high school, and this is where things get messy. And honestly, a lot of us feel like high school is where the system starts to confuse us. High school is when subjects split into a million pieces. English isn't just English anymore, it's grammar, literature, poetry, rhetoric. Science breaks into biology, chemistry, and physics. Math turns into algebra, geometry, trigonometry, pre-calculus, maybe even statistics. Here's the key: high school isn't a mistake in the system. It's designed to make you study a ton of different subjects. That's the whole point. In the US, high school is about giving you a broad view of the world. You're supposed to learn a little bit about everything so you can figure out what you're actually into. The variety helps you discover your interests. Maybe you take a literature class and realize you love analyzing books, so you start thinking about majoring in English or journalism. Or maybe physics clicks for you and you're like, I want to be an engineer. Without sampling all these subjects, you wouldn't know what's out there or what you're passionate about. High school is like a buffet. It's there to guide you toward your future career by exposing you to all the possibilities. Now let's talk about college. By now, we've agreed that studying a bunch of subjects in high school is a good thing. It helps shape who you are and what you want to do. But why does college feel like the same deal? Why are we still taking all these courses that don't always seem relevant to our major? Shouldn't college be about specializing? Here's the deal: college is about specialization in theory. You pick a major, say biology or mechanical engineering, and you're supposed to focus on that. But in reality, you're still taking a mix of courses, some of which feel totally unrelated. There are three main reasons for this. Reason 1, sometimes the system just isn't great. Some colleges pack in extra courses that don't add much value, and it can feel like they're just padding the curriculum to make it seem more rigorous. That's frustrating, no doubt. Reason 2, even in your major, you need a foundation to understand your field. Take civil engineering as an example. If you want to design buildings, you can't just jump into advanced structural design. First, you need to understand materials science, how concrete and steel work. Then you need to learn about how those materials interact in a structure, which is where courses like statics or structural analysis come in. These extra courses aren't extra at all, they're building blocks to help you master your specialty. The same goes for other fields, whether it's biology, accounting, or computer science. Reason 3, some fields are so interconnected that you have to know a bit about related areas to be good at your job. Let's say you're studying to be a pulmonologist, a lung doctor. You can't just study lungs in isolation. You need to understand the skeletal structure around the chest, how the respiratory system connects to other organs, and even how ENT, ear, nose, throat systems tie into breathing. Everything in the body is linked, so you need a broad understanding to specialize effectively. That's why med students study everything from cardiology to neurology before they pick a focus. It's not about wasting time, it's about making sure they're well-rounded enough to handle their specialty in the real world. So are all these extra subjects always a good thing? Not necessarily. Sometimes they're just filler and that's a problem. But other times they're there for a reason, either to broaden your perspective or to prep you for your specialty. It all depends on whether the course serves a clear purpose in the curriculum. That's it for today. If you made it this far, you're awesome. Drop a like to let us know you stuck with us. And if you've got questions or topics you're curious about, leave them in the comments below and we'll tackle them in a future video. Peace out.